Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and of course continuing on with the Spider-Man marathon. Now we've come to the Spider-Man films with Andrew Garfield, starting with, of course, the Amazing Spider-Man. Now, of course, after the disappointing failure of Spider-Man 3, Sony was going to, would make another Spider-Man film, but it wouldn't be with, the universe and with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films. And they had to make things fast and, hurry up and, to make a Spider-Man film up to 5 years or something. I mean, I don't know, as to what I heard. Yeah, so the Amazing Spider-Man film, I don't know, I think from what I heard, it's mutual for this film, I guess. People do like it and don't like this. And, and people say that both the two Amazing Spider-Man films are not that great, but, there are some that do like it, and they're not that bad, but, and we'll talk more about, of course, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 when it happens, and that's, of course, for tomorrow. So for today, my review of Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, and with the cast, like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. If Little Blue were with me doing this, he would definitely say this, that he considered Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man / Peter Parker creepy. And okay, I mean, he wasn't that bad. Andrew Garfield wasn't that bad. And then there's also Gwen Stacy, this time, in this universe of Spider-Man, Peter's love interest, and Emma Stone playing Gwen Stacy. Rhys Ifans, did I even say his full name right? I don't know. Who's Dr. Curtis, a.k.a. the Lizard, and the Lizard is the main antagonist of this, the main villain. Aunt May being played by Sally Field, and Martin Sheen as Ben Parker. They do okay. And besides, it's Martin Sheen and Sally Field, so what's there to say? And George Stacy being played by Dennis Leary. Yes, Dennis Leary. And I just remembered this. I remember watching the behind-the-scenes of The Amazing Spider-Man, and apparently, according to Dennis, Jeff Garland said to him that, that he looks like Captain Stacy, and straight from the comics. And yeah, and Dennis said that he looked, and yeah, he was, I guess he was stunned, because he almost resembled Captain Stacy, George Stacy, I should say. Anyways, also the other members of the Stacy family, Carrie Coleman as Helen Stacy, and Skylar Gassando, if I'm saying his last name right, as, Gwen's little brother, Howard Stacy. And some of the other characters, Richard Parker, played by Campbell Scott, and Embeth Davidtz as Mary Parker, and Max Charles, I assume, yeah, he's young Peter Parker, because when we get, the scenes with Richard and Mary Parker. And Chris Zolak, Zolka, if I'm saying his last name right, as Flash Thomas, because with Flash being in the Spider-Man films and, going at it with Peter. Yeah, so I thought this was okay, it had some good scenes to it, and especially because, some scenes with the Lizard, him coming out of nowhere, he invades the school, and Peter, as Spider-Man, facing off against the Lizard. And one funny thing in that as well, of course, Stanley's cameo, because Stanley, he's credited as the school librarian, and he's listening to music, because he's got headphones on, and he doesn't hear anything that's going on behind him, because music, Beethoven or violin music is playing, and while stuff is happening behind him, because books being thrown around, and I guess, yeah, a desk almost being thrown at Stanley, and Spider-Man catching it. Just, it's funny, and the school librarian going on his lunch break, because he has a bag. He took a bag. And here's another thing. Spider-Man's costume in the first one I don't know what to make up with it because, I mean, in the second one, his costume made more sense to me. Because, fabric and just so on. Like, this one was kind of like latex or something. He never wore something like that. He never did. I don't know. And why would he start off with that? I don't know. And especially because, like, the death of Ben Parker in this. Pretty sad. And, also, Captain Stacy finding out that, Peter is Spider-Man, and he's telling George to let him go, because he's trying to save the day, and he does let him go, and he tells, and he shouts, hold your fire, but literally, the one policeman does shoot Peter. I wish we would have had a scene where George would just snap at that officer and said, I said, hold your fire! What have you done? Yeah, that would have made a whole lot of sense, and especially when the citizens of New York, they help Spider-Man, and with using those cranes and defeating the Lizard, and George coming in to help, and I think if I recall, yeah, Dr. Curtis, aka the Lizard, does get redeemed, and he helps out a bit, and the death of George, Stacy, was pretty emotional, and George told Peter one thing before he died to keep keep Gwen out of this and stay away from her. And he has to make that promise. He and especially his, George's dying request. So, yeah. And the ending to it, because, well, Curtis being taken to jail and, Peter and Gwen trying to keep their distance, blah, 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 that's the best I can remember. I gotta say, The Amazing Spider-Man was okay. It was fine. Not as successful, and like what the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films were like. Most notably, of course, the first two. But still, The Amazing Spider-Man is not that bad of a Spider-Man film. So, and how do I rate The Amazing Spider-Man? Good question. It's a toughie for me. I want to say, well, it's on my mind. 6 out of 10. I give the first Amazing Spider-Man 6 out of 10 stars. You guys let me know what you think of The Amazing Spider-Man, what you thought of my review. Leave comments as always, and give this a review a like, as always. And, yep. And, of course, tomorrow will be my review of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And, of course, the Spider-Man Marathon continuing on, so keep looking forward. So, again, 6 out of 10 for The Amazing Spider-Man. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of The Amazing Spider-Man. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. Take care, and peace out.